welcome back to an exciting episode of Check with Tech, your guide to all things tech. I'm your host Yaseen Azzam, and let's get started, shall we? First things first, if you are a long-time Apple dedicated user and you have a broken device, then Apple has done something that you might enjoy. Well, if you actually go to Apple's support page, if you are in the US, you'll find a new option which is on-site repair. Basically, what that means is that you schedule an appointment that authorized services from Apple will come to your house to fix it instead of carrying it to the nearest authorized shop. So it's actually good if you have like a really big product like a Mac or something that you just can't get out of the house. For now, it's only available in Chicago, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. But hopefully there will be more on the way, and there's actually reports saying that next up on the line is Cupertino, which is where Apple was found. So this is actually a really good option in my opinion, because, I mean, come on, they come to your house, they fix the thing, and then they go away. Why? You basically have nothing to do instead of scheduling the thing. So that's actually pretty good. I'm looking forward to what happens next. So what's next? Well, a lot of people can lose stuff. Primarily like the most important stuff: phones, wallets, keys, almost anything. So that's why Tile is really useful. It's a Bluetooth tracking platform that can tell you the location of these items in pretty good accuracy. So that's why Google Assistant is now officially partnering up with Tile to tell you the location of those said items. How do you activate this feature? Well, you have to ask two types of questions. One, where is my thing? For example, a bag or a wallet. Hey Google, where is my wallet? Or hey Google, ring my wallet. So you can use these two types of questions to figure out where you actually left that wallet or anything else. And what's also important about this is if location services in the item is not functional, it can tell you when it was last located in. So for example, if you asked again for a wallet and still they don't know where is it exactly, they'll just tell you where it was last found. So in my opinion, that was really good. It was a good decision by Google to team up with Tile, and again, looking forward to it. Well, you guys know the Pocophone F1, aka one of the most important phones of 2018. It had great specs, good cameras, overall one of the best quality phones that were out there in 2018, and it was only like $200 at the time. So even now, the Pocophone F1 is still going strong. So after Poco is now a standalone entity, and it's back with its second phone, and what can I say? It's pretty close to the Redmi K30. So what's it called? Well, it's called the Pocophone X2 instead of F. And why is it like the K30? Well, it looks the same, has the same hardware, probably the same software, almost everything is the same, but instead of the name. So, okay, what does it exactly have? Well, the Pocophone X2 has a 6.67-inch LCD panel with a resolution of 2400 by 1080 with 120 Hz refresh rate. Yes, this is one of the first phones in 2020, so yeah, they're catching up. 120 Hz is supposed to be the normal this year. It has a Snapdragon 730G with 6 to 8 gigs of RAM, 64 to 256 gigs of UFS 2.1 storage, and MIUI 11, which is based on Android 10. There are 4 cameras on the back. One is a 64 megapixel f1.9 primary camera, the other one is an 8 megapixel f2.2 wide angle camera, a 2 megapixel f2.4 macro camera, and a 2 megapixel f2.4 portrait camera. On the front, we have hole punch cutout phones, much like the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, a 20 megapixel f2.2 primary camera, and a 2 megapixel f2.4 portrait camera. It has a battery of 4500 milliamp hour with 27 watts charging in the box. It comes in 3 colors: Atlantis blue, Phoenix red, and Matrix purple, and it's only available in India. Yes, you heard me right. The Pocophone X2 is going to only be available in India. Okay, sure. I'm not exactly sure why they decided to do this, but I think the cost will make it up for it. It will start at 16,000 rupees. I don't know if you know this, but that's actually like super cheap. It's around $250. So you're getting a phone with a 120Hz display, Snapdragon 730G with 4 average cameras, great battery, and all of that is for $250. That's like insane. Most phones would offer this for like 1,000. So Samsung is pretty hyped up for its Unpacked event, which is at the date of this recording 4 days away. So of course everyone is, including Android, which we'll get into that later. But one of the most hyped products are of course the Galaxy S20 and the Galaxy Z Flip or the Galaxy Bloom. We're not exactly sure what exactly it's called, but overall we have which is probably leaked footage of a hands-on video of the Z Flip / Galaxy Bloom. We know that it's going to be a clamshell foldable phone that is going to rival the Motorola Razr. We'll talk about that next, hopefully. And looking at it, I mean, it is pretty tall. I mean, when it's folded, it's like 2/3 of a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. So I'm watching the video right now, and it's just, it's just a phone that's really tall with surprisingly thick bezels and a hole punch cutout, much like the Note 10 Plus. And I mean, that's all you can get from this video. I mean, thank God it exists. We really don't know anything about it else. So I'm hopeful that the phone looks good and is good from the inside, and I hope that it doesn't explode like the Note 7. And hopefully the bezels turn out to be thinner, because I mean, it's not as thick as other phones, but it is there. I mean, the S10 had thinner, but then again, we're not exactly sure how it's going to look like. Now, I did mention something about Android, right? Well, around yesterday, at the date of this recording, Android posted a tweet mentioning Samsung that something exciting is just around the corner. See you at Unpacked at Samsung Mobile. There aren't any leaks yet about what they're trying to unveil or unpack, but I'm excited to see what Android does with Samsung's new phones, the Galaxy S20, the S20 Ultra, and hopefully the Galaxy Z Flip / Galaxy Bloom. We really have no idea what the foldable is going to be called. But yeah, that's all we know about Android and the Unpacked event. Now let's get to the second point that I mentioned, which is the Motorola Razr. So CNET decided to use the FoldBot, a robot that can test foldables for long periods of time. CNET decided to use it on the new Motorola Razr, and the results are pretty surprising and pretty disappointing. Well, okay, how does this work? They put the phone in, and the FoldBot just keeps folding it, unfolding it, folding it, unfolding it, all the way until there are problems with the phone, there are problems with the robot itself, yada yada yada. So, how much did it score? Barely over 27,000 folds. That is incredibly low. The Samsung Galaxy Fold, when it was tested with that same robot, got over 120,000. So compared to that, the Motorola Razr just cannot handle intense folding sessions. And you do the math and you realize that that's really low, even compared to the most casual of users. I mean, if we check a phone multiple times a day, then this phone will get ruined by the end of the year. What? I mean, I expected that it wouldn't score as much as the Galaxy Fold. But then again, we're paying $1,500 for a phone that can only last less than a year, while Motorola promised it can handle at least 2 years. So I don't know if that's really how it's going to be. There are also multiple reports saying that it really does get ruined easily. I hope not, because I have faith in Motorola to go back into the streamlined flagship phones, and I just don't know what to say. If the Motorola Razr does get ruined and is very fragile, no one's going to buy it. Therefore, Motorola is just losing money. That's a problem. New challenger approaching. Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, and Vivo are working together on a platform that can make developers outside of China to upload all of their applications to all of their app stores at the same time. Well, how did they do that? Well, they joined together with the Global Developer Service Alliance, and they wanted to challenge Google's Play Store. The problem is that these manufacturers, in China at least, don't have Google Play Store. So they have to use their own app store in China. But of course, if it was international, they would still have Android and Google Play Store, and everything would be fine. So they actually wanted to plan together to make a service for developers outside of China to put all of their applications in each of every manufacturer's app launcher. That's actually really convenient. But of course, it would take some time, and it would not be globally available at the same time. For now, it's planned for 9 countries and regions: India, Indonesia, Russia, Malaysia, and more. And they have a release date for March of this year, but there are talks of it getting delayed. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, Google Play Store is dominant. It's almost even better than the App Store. I mean, they're both kind of struggling for dominance. But if these 4 companies can tackle just one company, then they'd be sitting in the throne. And it's very convenient, and especially for developers, because, I mean, why not just put your application in one platform when you can put it on all the platforms, and most of them do it simultaneously. So it's really convenient. Even for us users, you can find these applications on most platforms. And overall, the future is really bright for these companies: Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, and Vivo. And that wraps up this week's summary of everything that happened. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to check our other episodes, and don't be afraid to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. As always, this is Yaseen Azzam signing out. See you next weekend.